All right, folks, welcome back. So today we are hiking from Pixley Knob trailhead to New Chapel trailhead. The parking area for the Pixley Knob trailhead is roughly 200 yards from where the actual KT picks up. So you'll park and then you'll walk on this nice mowed area till you get up here where you cross the road. All right, so like I said, you'll see the marker. You get to go through the creek, wet weather creek. Cross the road, look both ways like your mama told you, and then bam, instantly in the woods, headed on an incline. Enjoy. So after you top that small hill, you kind of kick back to the left and start going up the ridge line of it. It's not terrible. It's a very slow incline, which is good. There you go, mile marker 10, y'all. It was all uphill at mile marker 10. Slow and steady. It wasn't nothing too crazy, like round knob on the other section, but it is uphill. It flattens off a little bit on top of these ridges and then slow inclines. So I can't complain at all. It's a beautiful day in the woods. Nature is waking up and singing its song. And even though there were 2 cars at the trailhead, I've not seen anybody on the trail yet. So that's good. As you can see, it's just slow meandering uphill on these ridges. So this section here has been a good bit of uphill, but it looks like it's going to flatten out on another ridge. Probably a half mile past mile marker 10, you can expect to have a serious uphill incline for a little bit. And then, yep. Flattens out on another ridge like I thought it would for a second. Gives you a nice break. If you hike slow enough like me, you get to see stuff like this and hear the little dude moving through the leaves. There you guys, so there's a obstruction between 10 and 11 at the top of the hill. Just be aware if you bring dogs or kids or any of that. So it's hard with the leaves on the trees, but you can see for miles from up here, y'all. As you come down one hill, you head right back into another hill, but there's a small obstruction in the way. Folks have blazed a trail around it. Just want to let you guys know, and then right after it's that hill. Mile 11's got a little obstruction before it. And then the trail gets a little narrow down through here. Spider webs. If you come early in the morning, I like to have somebody walk in front of me with a big stick so they can catch them all, but so as you come down that hill, there's a little campsite just past mile marker 11. Folks had asked me to point out campsites that I noticed along the trail so they know where they might want to camp. As you head up the hill from the campsite, be prepared for this. Your dog can go under it. It's not too bad. So tornado knocked down a massive tree. The obstruction is not too bad though. Well, it's big. There's lots of trees down in this section. So if you come out here and you're quiet enough, nature will sing to you. So as you come down through the grassy area there's a nice little rock outcropping. It's kind of cool that the trees were able to grow on it. And then you come over here, you got a steep drop. You see you're on top of the trees. It's beautiful out here. The wind is awesome today. You start down this trail here, you got be careful for the rebarb, and somebody was nice enough to flag it for you so you don't impale yourself on it. Lots of steps coming down this one, built-in steps. It's a steep one, y'all. It's a doozy. Sad thing is we're going down, so you know we're gonna be coming up, guys. So that's what these stairs look like going up, and they go all the way up and all the way down, y'all. So as is always with the Knobstone Trail, switchbacks. That adds to your length, but it also helps you traverse the elevation changes. And this switchback is pretty steep going down. Which means when I cross that road, I'm gonna be going way up. Y'all check out that wall of ferns. It's like a whole wall of them alongside the trail coming down off that hill. That's beautiful. All right, guys, so when you come out here, it literally shows you go left. You're gonna cross 160. You can walk most of the way on the little trail to the side, and then up ahead, right past the 35-mile-an-hour sign, is a marker to let you know you got to go that way to go up that hill to get back on the Knobstone trail. So I'll show you that in just a second after this car goes by. And just so you know, this is not a trailhead, but this is a good spot to cache some stuff too, if you need to, since there's road access to it. But there's the marker to let me know to go back on the Knobstone trail. And as I said, once I cross, you already see immediately steps built in because it's uphill for a long ways when you cross right through here. So the good news is, guys and gals, as you get to the top of that steep butt hill, you come right on up to mile marker 12, not long after you pass 160. And then it's still more uphill though, just so you know. We love the uphills, they're good for us. Booty growers. So once you get to the top of that hill, it flattens out for you. You get to do a little ridge top walking. Critters are out this morning. Y'all hear them? Get to the top of that hill. Gotta dodge some more storm damage. The folks that maintain the trail really do an awesome job of trying to get out here and keep the path clear for folks. The problem is we had so many storms lately, and it's volunteers that handle this trail. So there's going to be obstructions, especially after storms. Y'all, I tried to get him, but every time I'd get within range to pull out the camera, he flew off. Gorgeous blue jay though, resting on storm damaged trees back there. Like I said, I'll show you the obstructions in case you bring your dog. I know my dog Lucy, she's fine with some obstructions, but some of the bigger stuff freaks her out. So I have to pick her up over it. But just want to show you those things so you can be cognizant of them when you're planning your trip. And I hope to see more people out here hiking this summer. Y'all, this one's huge right here. So it looks like somebody's blazed a little trail around it. But gonna do a little off-roading to get around that big bad boy. But it ain't terrible once you take a little trail around the big tree. But it's a lot of tree in the way for sure. Get over all them briars. You ain't climbing over that, dudes. So here you have it, y'all. Another one. Yeah, get your limbo on to go under that, and then get your parkour on to get around this dude. That storm hit this stuff hard, y'all. And it opens back up. It's in some nice looking trail. Now I will tell you, my legs have been getting hit a lot more with the undergrowth. As it's warmed up, things are growing like crazy, and some of it's thorny. So be ready for that for sure. So as you are traipsing along on the top of this knob, you'll come up on mile 13. So that's roughly halfway between Pixley Knob and New Chapel trailheads. I will tell you that if you just do sectional trailhead to trailhead, at the end, going up to the New Chapel is a really steep hill, and you'll see that here in about 4 miles. All right, you guys, so I'm about 2.5 hours into the hike. Steep steps coming down that hill after mile marker 13. And then down in the valley there's a little creek. I'll show you when I get down in there. But it's a water source this time of year. I don't know if it'll stay there, so be prepared. All right, guys, so as you can tell, that water currently is at a very slow trickle. And it's only a matter of about 3 or 4 inches deep right there. So in hotter, dry months, I would probably not count on that source. And they do tell you that on the website. They do have these yellow flashes here, which the Knobstone trail is flashed with white, but that's to get you back on path so you don't just meander off down the creek bank. So you hit this, you'll make a left, and you'll start heading up that hill. So as soon as you cross the creek, you go right back uphill. Something to remember on the Knobstone trail is what goes down is going to go up, and vice versa. You get few flat areas to really catch your breath and get a break. So mile marker 14 coming up. Between 13 and 14, you've got a water supply that may or may not be there during the dry months. I don't think it will be as shallow as it was. Got a bunch of hills, a little bit of flat, but a whole lot of hills to expect. And then it kind of flattens out after 14 for a second. And I'll let you know when we get to the next hill here. That way you guys know what to expect. Lots of good campsites out here though. All right guys, so there's a little bullfrog pond here right after mile marker 14. I don't really know that I would want to use that as a water source, but I guess if you get desperate, bring you a life straw. All right, y'all, so ran into the first person on the trail, and he was heading south. I let him know he definitely chose the easier route heading north. You're more heading uphill than you are if you're heading south on this trail. But I let him know about those down trees and vice versa. He let me know about the down trees going this way. So we're getting there. And this, I consider this a part of the trail that you can catch a break, catch your breath, because it's been pretty flat for about a quarter mile now. This is not too bad at all. Well, y'all, I haven't really said nothing about it. There's tons of horse trail divots from the hooves, and then some horse apples right there where people have brought their horses on the hiking trail and they ain't supposed to. And you can see right here where the horse trying to get up the trail really tore up the daggum trail. Hundreds of miles of horse trails all through these counties. Use them, please. Don't tear up the hiking trail for people. Yeah, this has definitely been one of my slower hikes this morning. But we are about 3 hours into this video, you guys. Or I should say 3 hours into this hike. But that's mile 15. And I will say from 14 to 15, it was relatively flat, which made that mile pretty quick. And there was just a few hills, nothing crazy at all. Couple trees down, no real big ones, so I didn't bother filming them. But as you can see, the trail itself after that mile marker is in the woods and nice and shaded. There were some open sunny patches between 14 and 15, but for the most part it was shaded as well. There's a little harmless dude here. That's good to see on the trail. If you guys see these, don't kill them. They actually eat copperheads. Just go on by, they don't want to bother you either. All right, so right after our friendly little snake there, come up on this big old tree down. So I'm just gonna have to try to blaze something to get around it. That's too much to be climbing over, y'all. It's not too terribly bad to just go up around the crown of it. Just make sure you get back on the track with the trail and look for those white flashes that they love to use on the KT. That's how you know where you're at. So there you go. Right back down on the beat it path. Good to go. So after mile 15, been relatively flat, and then we start this downhill descent to the creek in the bottom. I'll show y'all that when we get down there. But after that, I'm not sure if there's gonna be an uphill or not. It's been a couple years since I've hiked this section here, going in this direction. But I'll let you know. Some of my favorite hiking is down here in the bottoms. There's a lot more plant life, especially down by the creeks. And so it looks like right here, we don't have to jump the creek. But if I recall correctly, there's just some creek. If I recall correctly, once we get up and about around this corner, maybe another quarter mile, there's gonna be some spots you gotta jump the creek. But y'all, look at this. Tell me that's not just beautiful. See, y'all, during the winter time, there's water running through there. As you can see, it's not even a full foot across of water. And then over here, the water must be running under the gravel because there's no water through here. So don't count on this creek for water, y'all. Some more clear destruction from the horses and whatnot, and some boots. But this right here is a pretty cool little rim trail to try not to fall off on. And like I said, during the wintertime, there's water running through there. Creek's pretty dry. All right, you guys, here's mile marker 16. It's been nice creek bank walking from 15 to 16. No elevation gains, just creek bank walking. And like I said, down here in these bottoms, so much plant life. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. The birds is chirping, having a good old time. The trail's not muddy, but again, be prepared for water outages and bring your own, because there's lots of sections of that creek that were completely dried over. Get you guys footage of this creek crossing here. And wigged and wagged and zigged and zagged back and forth across this creek about 3 times. But it's looking beautiful, but drying out on us. And then this is narrow. Just be careful. Down in these bottoms though is just absolutely beautiful and teeming with life. Hey guys, so as you leave mile marker 16, you head into an uphill incline, and then at the top of the hill is this beauty. When you get up there, you just gotta walk around it. That's all you can do. I wouldn't recommend trying to climb through that. You never know what critters are gonna be in there, and who wants to get hurt this far out. 16 to 17, like I said, had that uphill and then that big obstacle, and that was pretty walking through the woods. But you gotta get down here and find where the turn is, the detour is for the trailhead, and head up. So probably about a mile left to go to the trailhead. There you guys have it, New Chapel trailhead. I'm gonna show you that big old hill that goes up to the actual trailhead. But we're almost done, guys and gals. Catch next time on New Chapel to the Leota trailhead. But again, like I said, I'm gonna show you this big old trail. The trailhead sits on top of a hill, and anytime you come, it's nice to come down it, but going back up it, it's a real hill. So this area right here washes out quite a bit. As you can see, they're dropping logs and stuff in it to try to give you a spot to cross. But be careful. They do try to fill it in, but it washes out often. Ferns are everywhere down here. Absolutely loving that. So there you have it, folks. You come down across this creek. Like I said, coming down it ain't bad when you're trying to access the trail. But going up it, not only is it steep, but this is a long uphill all the way up. Breathing heavy, I apologize. That was a long hill, but that's it to the trailhead. And just wanted to show you guys, parking's limited. Probably get about 6-7 vehicles here max. But there's another spot down the road that you can pull off and park by the creek where the KT crosses. All right, y'all, I appreciate you. Thank you for tagging along. And like I said, stay tuned for the next section of the Knobstone Trail that I'm gonna hike, which will be from New Chapel to Leota Trailhead, y'all. As always, till next time, keep dreaming.